want to have like you want to be able to let me just share my screen real quick. Right? Like like when you're in that enterprise level environment, you want to have a process that potentially extends it. You know what I mean? And it's like you do 3 intentional calls, you do 4 intentional calls, or you do 2. You don't try and shortcut things too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what that will result in is that it results in you having more control over the process. Whereas if you try and if you're sacrificing everything for brevity, all you're going to do is end up with less deals at the end of the year. And B2B is it's a long-term game. Like you have to be willing to sit in the saddle and farm something for 6 months because it's worth it.
Yeah.
Make sense?
And that's a question. I'm curious here. Would you go through discovery with that specific person on the phone? Let's just say the CMO is on the call with you and not go into the presentation yet until you have other people on? Or is that kind of like a fine line that you're balancing between going ahead and presenting and then setting up another call for later?
I'm never gonna. I will present, but I'm not gonna send. The big rule is that I'm not gonna send a proposal that I haven't gone through with them.
Okay.
Right? Like that's sort of the big one. I don't want to do that. And even if they ask for it. Sorry, I'm just streaming this on YouTube. I'm just gonna see if it's working. If you can actually hear the thing, because I don't know that it will. Can someone talk?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you can. Sweet. Excellent. All right. Cool. Okay. So don't send out proposals. Okay. Never ever do that. Like I'll have companies be like, okay, so send us a proposal. Like, yeah, hey, I'm more than happy to do that. What I'll do is we are pretty flat out with people like asking for proposals right now. But what I'll do is I'll try and get it over to you beforehand. But worst case scenario, what I'll do is I'll take you through it on the call, but I'll do my best to get it over before. Right. And that usually kind of diffuses it. And then I'm not giving it to them before.
So you're only showing them when you get on the call with them.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk them through it on the call because all people do, you can look and they've done studies on this and they've done heat mapping. And when you send someone a proposal, they go top left, bottom right. So they look for the who it's addressed to, and then they look for the end price. And everything you put in the middle is fucking garbage. And so and it just ends up being shit. And so you want to walk them through it. And there's a difference between a deck and a proposal. Right.
Yeah.
And so, and then there's a difference between a deck, proposal, and contract. Right. So what you want to do is you want to go through your deck, right? And then get approval on proposal and then send out contracts.
Okay.
Right.
And if you're let's say you're on the call with them in that moment and they ask you about the price, right? You're not going to price drop until you get on the phone at the end of the day with everybody else.
Nah, for B2B, I'm giving price range for sure. But I can't give specifics, right? But I'm not gonna if there, because if there's budgets in play as well, if there's departmental budgets, then you might have to get them to pull from other budgets, or you need to know what you're working with, because also with certain levels of procurement cycle, there's checks that a company will have to go through if you hit certain thresholds, and so you're sometimes better off having a smaller deal, right? That gets through the line and doing a land and expand model instead of trying to pitch the large solution first, especially if you're a new vendor. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you might have to go through vendor authorization, stuff like that. I don't know what size the deals are, but but yeah, that's just sort of dependent. And in certain countries, they might even do equity and diversity fucking checks and stuff like that. Right.
It's not that complicated, but I see where you're going with that. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Anyone else got any questions? Mr. Nick.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
All right. So just a quick summary of where we're at. We're doing well. Numbers are good. We're selling the coaches and consultants, lead gen, and sales recruiting. We play salespeople in their business too. And it's just me as a closer, and then we have a setter. Every time we've brought on another closer with me, it never works.
Okay.
Ever. And so we're saying, our set calls are closing at 72%. So we're thinking we need more setters. We don't need another closer. Would you agree with that?
I mean, it's like I would say like it makes no sense that no closers worked out. Like that to me, like you have to do an assessment. Like, are you a unicorn?
Right. No.
No. Like, well, you like because you might be like you can no, you don't have to be humble. Like it's fine if you're like
it kind of seems nobody can freaking do this profitably.
Yeah, then your marketing sucks.
That
you have to take now. It doesn't mean that like so you have to take that into account, right? Like your marketing is not good enough to like for a normal ass rep to be successful, or your process is too stilted. So like that means that like if you add setters to that, like that might be a good way because you can fill you up. But what you should do is try and figure out secondary funnels that are going to allow a regular ass rep to be successful. Because like if I can sell it, it doesn't really matter. Like because I can sell things. Right. And I've been a part of teams where I was like the main rep, like when I was, I mean, I sell basically full time these days anyway, but like when I was selling for other people, like they would be like, oh yeah, and they'd optimize for me, and I would tell them, dude, you can't do that. I'm like, I don't want to be arrogant, but I'm too good at this for you to optimize off me. You're gonna break your marketing. So if they're optimizing off you and you've cracked the code on how to sell what you're selling. And are you one of the owners? Like,
no, not really. No.
Okay, so you're just the sales guy?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, this is a different question then. The answer would be yes. Get as many people in front of you as humanly possible, so you can win as many deals as possible. And like,
well, I get an override on the salesperson.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a different. Your best way to do it would be to create phone number only leads. And then because like when you say it's not working, my argument to that would be how much time are they given to not be good? Right? Because most people suck at things for a pretty significant amount of time and are just not given an opportunity to stop sucking. Right? Yeah. And so like if HubSpot did a study, it takes the average rep 90 days to ramp up. Now, if I'm giving someone inbound book calls that cost me $250 or 400, let's say $500, right? To sit that call, and they close 1 in 10 and it's a 5K deal and they want 10%, I tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I give them, like say, if I give them say $10 phone numbers and I say, hey brother, for the next 30 days, go to town, I'm going to give you a higher percentage of commission. Right.
Yeah.
And or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be like, but you have to show me because I need you to cut your teeth on these leads and I need you to make mistakes. And I just need you to pitch 3 to 4 people a day. And once you get to 100 pitches, then we're gonna assess you and put you on inbound. Right. Because like otherwise, like you're just setting up people to fail. And you want a team of mediocre reps. Because if you're, you know, like you want the Mahirs of the world. I'm just kidding, Mahir, right? Right?
Fuck you,
like,
bro.
Fuck you, man. Right? Be better. And I won't make fun of you so much, you little bitch. Right? Right? But no, Mahir's actually very good. He just needs to realize it. So like if I want to make someone better, I need to give them the opportunity and I want to have them like go through that process, you know what I mean? And then like have a team full of mediocre people, because that means that my marketing is successful. Because if you rely on unicorns, then your marketing is actually kind of shit. You just have someone who can figure it out. And like that's not a sustainable business model, but it puts you as the sales rep in a unique position to be able to tell those dudes to go fuck themselves and demand whatever you want. And I suggest you do that.
Right. So when we hire setters, though, all they want to do is become a closer.
Yeah, well, they're idiots. So like say, you know, like, or you overhire setters, right? Like overhire and fire quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't do anyone a favor by like keeping them around, right? Because they're not able to be successful in the venture in which you're in. So like allow them to go spread their wings and be successful somewhere else. But you're better off having people like, I don't think the setter to closer transition is like, I've never really seen it done that well. I've seen people like, I don't know any dudes that like used to be savage setters and are now savage sales reps. Like, do you? I can't think of any.
No, for us, it's just filtering out the shitty people.
Yeah, but just have them do outbound and close their own deals. So get you full by whatever means necessary. And then everything else is just a phone number.
Right.
And that's nice and cheap. And then they book their own calls or do outbound and just sell. And that gives them the opportunity, like give them a month. You know, it's like, hey man, just sit on the calls for 6-7 hours a day, you know, make your dials, do your pitches, get used to this shit. I don't expect any sales for the first 2 weeks. If you say that kind of stuff, like, and you give them cheap leads, have them do the old leads, have them do reactivations, you know, give them a pool of leads that are cheap. First week, nothing but cancellations, reschedules, and no shows. Second week, you know what I mean? Leads that are 14 days or plus old. Third week, new leads, right? If they close deals, fourth week, 1/3 inbound, 2/3 outbound. Fifth week, half and half. By week 6, week 7, they're full-time inbound and they're actually pretty good. Right? And then you just have your, you know, because like you can't create a team of Steph Curry's. You want to create a championship team, not an all-star team. Right? So like you heavily lead route to yourself. So you are always full. You do a waterfall method of sales management. So it's not rotator, it's waterfall. Go one pool fills, then the next one fills. You are full before anybody else gets a call.
Yeah.
Right. And then if a call of yours cancels and a call of old Joe Shitlips over here, right, it gets sent over to you because you are full before anybody else is full. And then they have their outbound. And then when they get better and better and better and better, that is how you grow your sales team successfully. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
All right, cool. Mahir.
Thanks.
What's up, bro? I wanna role play.
Oh, do you?
Get into it. Yes.
What do you want to role play?
I want to do outbound, a setting call for outbound for selling someone into cyber, like career change.
Okay, I'm aware of it.
You know it. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the prospect?
Who wants to be the prospect?
I'll prospect for you, mate.
Oh, Gareth.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. All right.
It's an outbound, you said? So like outbound opt-in?
Yeah, outbound. Yeah. Can't see a full name. I can just see Whitehead.
There we go. You can call me Whitehead. It's okay, man. I'll forgive you.
Nah. It came now. Gareth. Okay. Ring. Hey, Gareth?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, Gareth. It's just me here, buddy, with Cyber Evolution. How you doing?
Yeah? Okay, man. Who'd you say you're with?
Cyber Evolution. Looks like you inquired, I think it was sometime yesterday, about like a possible career change so you could, make more money, more freedom, all that jazz. Do you recall?
Yeah, man. I was just like taking a look at a couple things on the internet.
Yeah.
Why, what's up?
For sure, man. What was it kind of attracted your attention into wanting to, possibly get into cyber so you could, make more money, more freedom, all that jazz? Like, what was that intention?
Just curious, man. Yeah, pretty much that.
And what were you hoping to get out of like possibly getting into cyber though, just to see if I can help?
I mean, I've got a friend who he says it's pretty hot right now. Guys are making a ton of money, so thought maybe why not inquire?
Okay. And what are you doing at the moment, career-wise?
I work construction, man.
Oh, construction. Nice, man. How long have you been doing that for?
Gosh, man, 10 years or so.
15. Okay.
One of the new guys over here.
He's stealing my jokes, man. What are you gonna do with you? All right. And so you've been doing it for 15 years. I mean, do you like the job you're doing?
Yeah, it's okay, man.
What do you like about it?
It pays pretty well, make pretty decent cash.
Okay. Sounds like you're killing it, man. Making decent cash. I guess, is there anything you change about, I don't know, just maybe the hours you work or just the day-to-day nature of what you do if you could?
I'm getting old, man. Construction's not easy on you. So that kind of the rationale or the motivation behind it, I guess, is like, just don't want to be working so hard anymore, man. Want to sit behind a desk, drink a beer at lunchtime, chill out.
All right. Okay. Besides, drinking a beer at lunchtime, like what are you noticing, like physically, if anything? Like, how's that showing up?
I'm 40 years old now, man. My knees are one knee replacement later, so it's getting rough over
Okay.
here.
Okay. I mean, there's people in construction that are 62, man. So what's kind of shifted recently that has you, actually looking at making this a priority now, though?
Just sick and tired of I'm 40 years old, man. Just had a knee replacement,
Okay.
and I'm kind of asking myself, what's next? Is
Okay.
the other knee gonna go? Is the hip gonna go? Is the back gonna go? Then what?
Okay. So what's next then?
I have no idea. That's why I jumped on with you, man. That's why I
Okay.
inquired.
Hey, where are you
Makes
trying
sense.
to fucking go? Where are you going?
Trying to find
You're
a
going on a
proper
goddamn
pain
stroll.
point.
You're going on a stroll to memory lane. What do you mean
Trying to
pain
find a
point? You already
good
said
pain
the pain
point.
point. His friend's making a ton of money. That means he's
But
not.
he said then why did he say he's making good money again?
Good money how? What does he mean?
What is good money though?
You're going down memory
'Cause,
lane.
like,
You're taking a stroll, buddy. You gotta start jogging. You gotta start hey, Gareth?
Yeah.
Hey, Gareth, it's just Matt from Cyber Revolution, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good here, man. What about you?
Hey, good man. It it just
Who'd
looks
you say you're with? Sorry.
yeah,
I
man.
didn't catch
Yeah,
that.
I'm from Cyber Revolution, buddy. It just looks like you inquired about possible career change. Is that right?
Yeah. I was looking at that yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What kind of sparked your interest?
I mean, I've got a mate who he's working in the cyber industry right now, and he's making pretty decent cash. So, thought why not look into it, man? So that's kind of my motivation.
Okay. So besides that, why sort of look into it? Are you not making decent cash now? Like, what's the sort of motivation behind it?
No, I'm doing fairly well right now, man. But
Fairly well? What do
my
you mean?
friend's doing. I mean, fairly well compared to when I look at myself 10 years ago, I'm doing fairly well now, but just wanting a bit of a change, man.
And how old are you?
40 years old now.
40 years old. All right, cool. So are you where you thought you'd be? Where you want to be?
Not quite where I thought I'd be.
Okay.
Yeah. Not quite where I thought I'd be at this point, man.
Okay. So what's the kind of reason for looking for a change?
Just getting older, man. Not really happy with what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Super labor intensive. I feel like I can scale much quicker, make money much easier.
Okay.
So
you've been doing it for a while, right? So it can't be all doom and gloom. So, besides just making more money, what would you change about what you're doing if you could?
I don't want to work so hard for the money I make.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when I say hard, I mean it's I just don't want to be slaving away on a construction site for 10, 12 hours a day, man.
Okay. Well, at least we know that you're a worker, right? So at least we know whatever we do, if you decide to do something, you're actually going to move forward and do it. There's not a laziness factor there, And so I just want to understand the rationale. What's the main reason for looking to career change to be able to kind of ascend your career instead of just grind it out, work harder, and kind of do more of what you're doing now?
Because I don't know how much more time I have in this, man.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So pause. So let me hear it, right? So what you're doing is you're meandering around the points, okay, instead of going straight into them. And because you're trying to be an overly professional, polite version of yourself, right? You are at your best, because I know you very well. You are at your best when you are more pointy with your conversation, right? You don't, in the beginning of a call, you don't have the luxury of vagueness. Because what happens is, at the top of a call, it decides the acceptable parameters of what's next. And so if you allow meandering and vague conversation, you open up to a lot of variables and possibilities, right?
Yep.
I'm sure that average AVR, whatever his name is, says I'm a terrible coach online. Fuck you, buddy. Right? I'm screaming this on YouTube. So you've got all the fucking dirtbags, right? I'm sure he can articulate this very well. Right. But hopefully he starts rage commenting. So just boost the algorithm. It's good. So if you look at if the conversation's like this, right? Your job is to take it like that. It's why a funnel, right? If you think of a marketing funnel, it's go broad with your targeting, and then with you're bringing people down to a decision point to opt in, buy something, whatever, right? And you're doing that through disqualification. Do you know what I mean? And so, but with sales, you're doing it through specificity of conversation. You can't be having, if the more vague it is at the top, the more vague it will be at the bottom. So you have to get on track quickly.
Yep.
Right. So you need to be more pointy with your conversation. So do it again, but this time, like,
pointy meaning like specific,
be
right? Like,
specific.
yeah.
Like if I ask, like, oh, like what's shifted, like what's the motivation behind it? Or if I go, what's really shifted recently to where you're looking to get out of what you're doing and get into something where it doesn't require manual labor? Like it's just
if I could say the difference, it's like the difference between Mahir and Matt is like Matt forced me into an answer. Mahir gave me 5 ways
options. Yeah. But
it's
when
like
you
Matt,
said,
I was like, I don't know, my friend is making some money. Well, okay, your friend aside, man. Like, what's shifted for you though? Like, your friend doesn't matter. Why you though? It's like I have one way to go.
Right? Like you
straight away went into like, okay, friend aside, like what shifted you though? You
but the
then
friend doesn't
put it on
matter.
him.
The friend is like, whatever.
Exactly.
Who cares about the friend? Right? Like, we have a girlfriend in Canada. I get it. Fantastic. Like it's like, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your problems. Talk about what you're doing. And then let's start to get that around so that we can start to uncover the reasoning. If someone's like, oh, I've been putting it off for a while, what shifted recently though? So it's about identifying those things, and like the more like tighter you can bring it in when you get to that rationale question, or you get to something like like a more solution-y type question, you're going to ask
it's just straight down the line then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, straight line, baby.
Because I've seen a lot of your calls as well. Like in the beginning, you have a few different questions you ask, but then once it's too rational, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, well, because I don't personally think that like there's a big need for like large problem sections, like problem awareness sections. Like the problem is relatively self-evident. The marketing's done the job of that, right? The marketing has made them problem aware. Like if they're here for fitness, they know that they don't know how to lose weight. They're not losing weight. That's the problem. If they're there for cyber, like they're either there because like they're sick of working. They're either stuck in the position that they're in because they don't have the more advanced skill set and they're already in tech and they want to move up, or they're like tradies that want to get off the tools, right? Or they're like, say, empty nesters that don't have a skill set, and this is a good way for them to get back into the job market. So once you identify that problem set, you can put them in the bucket, and then it's relatively simple to take them down through that into that rationale question, and then you can start opening up criteria and you can go into solution. So you don't have to spend a great deal of time on it, and the more you do, the more complex and convoluted the rest of the conversation will become.
Yeah.
So do it again with Gareth and be more pointy.
Okay, let's do it. Ring.
Hello.
Hey, Gareth?
Yeah, this is him. Who's this?
Yeah, hey, Gareth. It's just me here, buddy, with Cyber Evolution. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well, man. You said you with who? Sorry?
Yeah, Cyber Evolution, buddy. You inquired sometime yesterday about like a possible career change so you can, make a career shift into like a high-paying, flexible industry. Do you recall?
Oh, yeah, man. I remember seeing that ad.
Yeah, man. What was it that kind of, I guess, attracted your attention and made you want to, even possibly get into cyber? Like, what was that intention?
Yeah, man. I've got a cousin. She's in the cyber industry and she's doing really well. And
okay.
Looked into it myself and found you guys. Yeah.
Okay. And cousin aside, man, my cousin's in NASA, but I'm not, going to jump into NASA tomorrow. So what was your kind of intention out of wanting to possibly get into cyber? Like, what's the goal?
Yeah, man, I'm just looking to make more or less the same income, if not more, but just like less intensive right now. I mean, I'm in a pretty
less
shitty
intensive?
industry. Yeah. Like I work in construction, man. It's not easy. It's like long hours, tough on your body. It's pretty shit.
Okay. How long you been in construction working the long hours for?
Gosh, man, 20 years now.
20. Jeez, man. Okay. So what's kind of shifted recently, though, that has you wanted to possibly reduce the work hours after 20 years?
Realistically, man, my body's just starting to give out. My mind's starting to give out. I had knee replacement last year.
Jeez.
And yeah, just not super thrilled with life right now, mate.
Okay. And I guess besides just, the physical thing you're noticing, is there anything you change about, I guess, just the hours you work?
You don't need that. You don't need that. You can,
because I felt like you gave me quite a lot.
You can go to rationale straight away. You don't need
just rationale.
Yeah.
Because typically I was going to like book them in for the next call, but he gave me so much already. Like, is that enough to just literally book the call?
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. Jeez.
That was much better.
2 minutes then.
Yeah, dude. If a set calls longer than like 5 minutes, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
That was
'Cause
solid,
I've seen
man.
yours like that are 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like what I don't understand what you're trying to get. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just, hey, you have a problem, we have a solution.
Boom.
Go this way.
Don't waste time after that. Yep.
No, like all you're gonna do is end up driving too much of a need, and then they'll go and find a solution in between now and the sales call.
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your fault. You did that.
I know.
Well done.
The bias.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's enough
Bob
to send
just
someone to a
replied.
close call. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else do you need? Fuck, bro. All I need is a name.
Hey, Mahir.
And a name and a product. That's it.
Hey, Matt. I have a question for Mahir.
Yeah.
Hey, why are
Why
you adverse?
are you gay? Why?
Why are you gay?
I've seen that one. That was funny. Yeah.
Mahir, why do you have a trepidation to saying your name in the very beginning?
What do you mean?
You don't say your name.
Oh, my name? I
Yeah,
do.
like,
My
in
name
the
is literally Mahir.
No. I'm saying that when you role play, you
Yeah.
skip over your name.
Oh, really? I did
Every
that
single
by
time.
mistake.
Oh.
That's probably by mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're triggering sales resistance. They're like, who is this?
Hmm.
You're just saying
Oh,
this is
shit,
like
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
you don't even say
Good
your name.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a nice
That's a
name.
good point.
Say it, man.
Yeah, I just fucking forgot.
You forgot your name? It's Mahir.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
All
My
right.
name's Jeff.
Who's next? Right? Who's next? Otherwise, I'll just do
I
my
got
own.
another one for you if you
Yeah,
don't
go,
mind.
man, go for it.
All right. Pretty much a lot of my closed deals right before they buy, they go into this long list of questions, and I literally see them like coming up with these questions, and it's before they buy, and it's good sometimes because then they buy, but then sometimes I feel like it doesn't work, and they kind of like talk themselves out of it.
What are
And
the
I've
questions?
tried this. What's up?
What are the questions?
Like about the product, about the service, but like kind of ridiculous questions. How many video editors do you have?
How many do you want?
Yeah, well, and I'll just straight up tell them the questions you're asking me right now don't matter, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Do
Yeah.
you have
So I would how's your pitch laid out? Like, how do you present your offer?
discovery, pillars, commitment, price?
What are the pillars though?
Front end packaging, like, so we're going to make your offer, we're going to build your sales process, we're going to get traffic to the funnel, and then we place a closer in there to remove you from the sales role.
Okay. Then what?
Essentially, do you like it? Yeah. $5,000. So really, 7,500.
You give me
Really?
money. You give me money now. I like it.
Well,
Very
so,
nice.
and we do a price drop, so we just say 7,500, and we have a fast action discount for anybody that makes the decision here. Huh?
You pussy.
Why? Why do you say that?
Action bullshit discount.
Why?
So what happens if I want to buy tomorrow? Do you give me the discount?
No, I can't.
Bullshit.
Well,
Bullshit.
so what we would do in that case is we would have you leave a completely refundable deposit of $1,000, and that locks you into the $5,000 price point.
So what if I say no to that? But I'm gonna say at 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'm gonna give you a call and I'm gonna give you $5,000. And if you don't take my $5,000, then it's a no for me.
Can't take it.
Okay, well that's cool then. I like that. I'm okay with it if you're like that. I don't think you need it. I think just sell it for 7,500. Sell less people, make more money. Right? Like,
Right.
what's your close rate?
So live call to close rate's like 24%. Offer to close rate is like 48%.
So offer everyone. Why don't? What's your criteria for not offering?
They'll hang up on me. Like they'll just stop. Yeah.
I haven't heard
I
you
mean-
sell, but I feel like I'd like it. So
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So do you have one pillar? It's like, hey, this is what we do. Right?
Yeah.
Or-
Like
Okay. So I would say if you're getting a lot of those questions, you need to address them with like beefing out a little bit. Like most people have two big of a pitch, but it sounds like your pitch is like, so we get leads and then give you a closer.
Yeah. Yes.
Are
Yes.
we high-fiving or what are we doing? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you mindset frame the living fuck out of people. Is that what you do?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Like you just railroad people with objection handling through mindset?
Yeah, or I'll tell them to get off the call, and then that's when they buy. That's when they buy.
Savagery. You're getting people with daddy issues. All right. Well, I think that what you can do is have a little bit of a more nuanced pitch, right? So break it down into a couple of distinct, like give them a process. People feel confident with a process, right? So it's like step one, we're going to get you traffic. The way in which we do that is this, and here's our 3-step formula. And it's an overview of the things. And then you get buy-in. You go, okay, so you understand that we have to get you traffic first. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, cool. Would that help you? Any questions? No? Good. All right. Step number 2 is now you have to send that traffic somewhere, right? So we're going to create a landing pages, lead funnels. There's a lot of different ways to do that. And I won't bore you with all of it because there is no one size fits all. It has to chop and change over time. You know what I mean? But we're going to create a place, right? A funnel for those people to go to. And then we're going to be adjusting that and figuring out what works best for you to get people into your sales process. Now, once they're in there, obviously, you don't want to be doing sales for the rest of your life. Do you want to be doing sales for the rest of your life? No, I don't. Why not? Well, because then I can't work on the business, work in the business. Exactly. So our last pillar is about removing you from that process and giving you the freedom to actually work on your business by giving you a closer, putting them and getting the leads through the funnel by the traffic that we generate. Do you feel like that process would help you get out of the business so you can actually work on it faster? Yes. Why is that? For this reason. Is there anything specific about what I've gone through that you feel like will give you the most amount of benefit right now, though, to move the needle for you? Yes, this. What is it about that? Okay, cool. In order for us to put the resources into your business so that you can actually have the traffic, have a good conversion cycle, make that MQL to SQL conversion, get a good closer, because, hey, if it's a shit funnel with shit leads, a good closer isn't going to want to come, are they? No. So in order for us to get those resources, the funding required is $5,000. How do you want to proceed from here? Is that better than your pitch? Because I just made it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, it's like, I probably didn't give that much more detail, but I fleshed it out a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
And I gave a series of outcomes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I tied it back to goals in which they probably want.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay.
And I'm starting the call real quick. I'm starting the call with what brings us to the call.
That's fine. I start calls with how can I help? It's the most vague entry point ever.
So I feel like I'm giving them so much control there because if sometimes they don't like that question. Can I show you?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever had the feedback that you sound like an asshole on the call?
No, not really.
No, because you're very
yes, I have. Yes.
No, yes. Even my mother thinks I'm an asshole. No, so yeah, you're giving me, and I honestly, man, I don't mean this in a bad. I think it's probably it's a good default. You're giving me kind of like a bit asshole vibe, and I mean that in the best possible way. In the same way where like half people on this call think I'm an asshole. Like it's fine. It's fine. I'm very cool with it. But you know, being able to use your tonality. You know what I mean? And even like squaring up right now. So see how you're kind of off kilter like this? See how when I talk to you like this, it makes me seem a little bit less interested in you. But if I talk to you like this, I'm a little bit more interested. Okay? And where your camera is, like you're looking like this. So your camera's down at the bottom. So like you're, right? Put your camera in the middle. And it's little things like that. It's sort of, you know, that like show interest in the person. And so your tonality is read better.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of little things like that make a large difference. Like you don't want to have a camera below you. You always want to have it like at or slightly above you. You know what I mean? Having it below you is very intimidating. Like if I did on my calls, like sort of like this. Hey guys, what's up? You know, like I am better than you, and I know it. Like this, you know, it's kind of a ridiculous way of being, right? So. And then if I'm like off kilter and stuff like that, like I want to show my interest and I want to use like, if we're going to be on Zoom, we might as well use it to our advantage so that we can showcase body language and use it. Right. You you know, because like if I want to show my interest, like if I lean out, like if someone's telling me stuff, I can go, okay. And what I can do, I'm quite a big guy, right? Like I'm like 240, 6'2". You know what I mean? So like I'm not a small human, and I'm covered in tattoos and used to kill people for a living, so I can be intimidating to some people. So I give myself more space, right? Like this. And this is how I sit like on a sales call to begin with. Right? Because I can like use the space. And then when someone's giving me like what they want, I come in like this. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, cool, man. And then I like bring it back out when I want to explain something. Right? So like that, it like, you know, they're all little things, but they're very easy to do, and they mimic more normal conversation. And it just is more normal, you know? Because like you're interested in what I'm saying now, and I can see it. You're like this. I know you're interested. Whereas if you're like, yep, yep, oh, okay. It's like, even if you are interested, you seem like a douchebag. You know?
Okay.
Right? So,
Right.
you know, I would say if you fleshed out the this is on YouTube, right? So you can just go watch this. So you can take that pitch, flesh it out, make it into a process, get buy-in at multiple points, tie it back to a problem. Remember how you said that you were, you know, kind of struggling for consistency, and that made it so closers were kind of bouncing in and out of your business? Well, what we do is we create a consistable, repeatable, yada, yada, yada. What that's going to do is going to attract high quality talent, right?
Right.
Because like you're only going to get as good of a rep as what your business is good. You know, and so does that make sense? Like, yeah, sweet. And you know, and then you're like, oh, okay. And now it's not just like, hey, trust me, bro.
All right.
High five,
Yeah.
fuck off. You know?
Yeah.
And I think you'd probably end up getting, you know, an extra 5-6% of those people, and get less questions and get more buy-in. You probably have a couple refunds every now and then, I'm assuming. You know? It's all right. Hey, you're better off being more on the slappy, make daddy happy side than you are on the more passive, like, please, sir, can I have a sale? Right? So you're better off being on the side that you're on, and then using tonality and body language and a better pitch to be able to, you know, soften it a little bit. And then you can bring in the slappy when you need to.
Right. Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome.
Yep. So,
All righty. Let's go. Next person. I got a few more minutes because I canceled the sales call I had coming up. Book a sales call me. Got zero sales team. Wants a dialer. Got no one who needs to dial leads. Like, what do you want to do? Just have a chat? No, I'm good, thanks. Right? Right. I'm good, thanks, champ. Right. All right, let's go. Come on.
how'd you find that out? Did you call them and ask them that, or you saw it on an application?
We have it. He must have bypassed some shit, because like we have it so if you have less than 3 seats, you can't book, because we have a minimum, right? And he has 0 setters, 0 anything. So
Right.
the dude went in through the matrix, right?
Would dialer work for BizOp?
Yeah, it works for everything. It's fucking dope as shit, bro. We get like crazy results. We got cold callers. We got inbound.
We don't have any leads for you to call.
Well, we don't call them. You call them, right?
Oh, well, we don't have any leads. I mean, we've got, not that.
What do you mean you don't have leads? Who do you sell?
What?
Who do you sell?
Coaches and consultants. We have leads, and
They
we've got.
So there you go. So why did you say you don't have leads?
Because like when I look at the dialer thing, right? Isn't it you can dial a ton of people at one time? Isn't that the?
It's like the opposite of that, but yeah, you haven't been. You've been watching those videos in the background. Right?
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
We have 2,000 leads. We have 2,000 leads.
So you guys just do straight booking? You don't do any phone number before that?
No, we stopped doing that.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, you're going to start doing it again because you want to have the conversation that we had before was like, you need to have opt-ins so that you can get sales reps to practice on, right? So you have a secondary funnel with opt-ins. Now that you probably won't need us, right? Because like the volume won't be there, like, you know, for a while, but, yeah, like we kind of bespoke everything. It's just a different way of dialing. We do automated manual dialing. It's different it's all compliant stuff like that. But you definitely need to start getting like phone number opt-ins so that you can get reps an opportunity to cut their teeth. It's also a good way to do it for your clients. Like have the reps for the first month, just like get phone numbers instead of spending tons of the client's money on like inbound book calls and having them totally shit the bed like everyone always does. Yeah. Coolio. Who's next?
I'll role play again if no one else wants to.
If you want to, bro. Sure.
No one else is raising their hand, man. So
well, mate, you know, to the winner go the spoils.
Exactly. All right.
Let's go.
Probably prosper.
Oh, Tony,
right.
you're gonna role play Tony? Tony, Tony, let me ask you a question. What is your close rate right now?
80%.
Tony's a fucking savage. All right. And who taught you how to sell, Tony?
Matt Ryder.
I did teach you how to sell. Well done, Tony. You're a fucking killer. Tony's a goddamn savage. Sounds like a gay Michael Jackson every now and then, but we slapped that out of him.
Slapped it out of me. It's fine now.
Out of you hard. Let's have you do the role play. You are going to be the salesperson, and Mahir, you are going to be the prospect.
Let's do it.
Tony, you are going to outbound Mahir's offer. He sells a cybersecurity program where you learn how to be the most secure of the cyber people. So it's like learning a skill to be able to get a higher paying job.
Okay, for sure. Ring.
Yo.
Hey, Mahir.
Yeah. Who's this?
Hey, Mahir. Yeah, it's just Tony here from cybersecurity, blah, blah, blah. I think you possibly were looking at getting some skills around becoming a cybersecurity specialist. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I think so. What's it about?
Yeah, I think it's possibly transitioning from your career into more of a high-paying, demanding role. Does that sort of spark your interest?
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah, cool, man. Just wanted to look into it. I've been seeing the ads like 20 times, so
20 times.
might as well check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did you kind of see from us? What did you see from the ad that made you feel like this, might be a good direction in the first place?
Just he was talking about how you can make an extra, I'm at 50K right now. I want to be at 100K. So he was like, in 6 months, you can get to 100K. Is that what it is?
Yeah, man. You've seen it 20 times, right?
Yeah, seen it 20 times, inquired this time finally. So here we are.
Okay. So you're wanting to make double your current income at the moment. Like, what are you currently doing for work at the moment?
I'm unemployed. I'm just doing a marketing agency on the side.
Oh, so you have a business or you're unemployed?
I have a business, yeah.
Okay. How long have you been doing the business for?
2 months.
2 months. And you're at 50K. Is that before tax, after tax?
Pretty sure it's after tax. I haven't checked.
I mean, brother, like if you're doing 50K after 2 months and you're sort of running your own business, like what's the rationale behind you actually looking into, possibly looking into a more high demand job, maybe more stability?
Because that's 100K. I'm at 50, man. Want to double it.
Okay. And I guess prior to the business, like what were you kind of doing before?
I was a student.
Student? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's got you wanting to look into, I guess, doing a job if you already have a business at the moment, man?
Want to make more money, man.
Why not just double down on what
cash.
you're doing now?
I can, but at the same time, I'm at 50K and I want to make 100.
Okay. Well, if you'd like, man, like I'm happy to go through sort of our process, our systems, and how we come up to, doubling your income over, let's say, over the next 90 days and get you to a position where you have a high paying role. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, sure.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Top setter instantaneously. Well played. That's good. Somebody on YouTube said, how the fuck does bro just know how to pitch industry he's not in? Right? Sales is sales, guys. Sales is sales. Like water filtration, go. Like it doesn't matter. Like the specifics of an industry are like they help when you know them, obviously, and you get better at it over time. But all you're doing is like, what are you here for? Right? Like, what's the problem you'd like to solve? Hey, I want to get, the water in my house is crap. Oh, okay. Like, how long has that been a problem? Oh, for a while. What are you doing at the moment to make the water purity in your house better? The water quality? Oh, nothing. So what shifted recently to where you want to make this a priority and actually get the water nice and clean? Well, my daughter, this, and this. Oh, okay. Anything else? Yeah, sweet. Just so I can see the rationale. Why not just like place a little water filter on every tap and just kind of, go down to the local hardware store and do it that way. Why actually install like a whole system in your house? Well, it's just, this, and it's like, oh, sweet. See, like, it's easy. You just got to understand like problems and go, okay, like, tell me about those problems. Oh, tell me about the, what's the catalyst? There's always a catalyst that's getting them to do something, because that's why they're on the call. The marketing has sparked something. So understanding what that is great, and they might go like, because there's no lack of anything being advertised to them at all times, right? So like something has happened. There's been a shift in thought, because, no one just goes like, oh my God, did you guys know there are places that have fitness equipment that you can pay money to go to? I had no idea. Wendy, can you believe such a thing? It's like, no, they get advertised for a gym 14 times a day and walk past 3 on the way to Dunkin' Donuts, right? So like, it's like, hey, what shifted recently to where you want to stop walking past the gym and maybe you walk into one? Well, mate, like stepped on the scale the other day and I wasn't happy. Okay, scale of 1 to fat, where are you? You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, cool. So like, where do we want to be, dude? What have you been doing to lose the weight? When did you step on that scale? 3 weeks ago. What have you been doing over the last 3 weeks? Nothing. Why not? I thought that was the catalyst. Why have you done nothing? Fair enough question, right? Well, I've just been busy. So are you planning on not being busy now? No. Okay. So what's changed to where you just want to say, I actually need to do this, and stop pretending like you're going to do it? Well, I got my daughter's wedding coming up and I just don't want to be a piece of shit in the photos. When's your daughter's wedding? 6 months. Okay. Let's get to work. You know what I mean? You see how like obviously I'm role playing with myself, but it's like, you just gotta find the answer, and you can't accept like shitty, vague answers.
Yep.
You got to get the specifics. You got to be like targeted with it. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. That's why you need to have conversational flexibility and be able to ask questions in multiple ways. Right? When Sales Sniper was at its peak, I used to do a thing where like we would have people role play, and I'd go say it again, but they weren't allowed. They had to ask the same question, but they weren't allowed to use the same words. I'd make them do it 6 times. Why is this important to you now, though? Say it again. What's changed recently to where you actually want to get this done? Say it again. Say it again. Right? And it's about creating really, really conversational flexibility, so that you can ask questions over and over again without it sounding like you're asking the same question over and over again. Right? Because half answers will kill your sales. What happens if you go to your wife and and she says no? Well, it's, she's not like that. We have a great relationship and she's super supportive. Oh, so thank you for not answering my question. It's like, okay, yeah, but what happens if she's pissed off? She's had a bad day at work and she just says no. Well, I don't think she'd happen. She's really supportive and she really wants us to be successful. Okay, what happens if she gets home though? Becky's been a bitch. You know how Becky can be, right? Becky's, been horrible at work. So your wife gets home. She's like, fuck Becky. And I'm like, I know, I hate that bitch. Right? And then I'm like, hey, baby, I want to spend $5,000 because like Nick says that he's going to get me a sales rep. And she's like, no. What happens then? Well, shit. Right? I guess I couldn't do it. Oh, so she's responsible for the outcomes. No. Okay, well.
Who else is?
Okay, so you can't do it unless she says yes? Okay, so, can she actually do it for you? Can she make you do it? No. Can she affect the outcome in any way, shape, or form, regardless of whether you do it or not? No. Okay, so is it really fair to make someone the ultimate arbiter of the success and the decision maker if they have absolutely no dog in the fight whatsoever? Now, listen, I'm not saying that you purchase now, but that commitment has to be yours. You're the only one who can affect the outcome. So what do you think you need to do to put yourself in the best position to be able to X, Y, Z? Well, I need to get this, this, and this. Do you feel like we do that for you? Yes. Why is that? Boom. You know what I mean? So, dude, it's just like knowing where you are and just asking the questions and getting the answers, ask the questions, get the answers. You know what I mean? This person, Ann, said, how do you go through this process with someone rushing you at the beginning and wanting to get out price? So the answer is I don't let them do that, right? So that's pretty common. So you're only okay. So the steamroller does not steamroll. The steamrollee must allow the steamroller to do the steamrolling, right? The second thing is that you just do a standard deflection. So, you know, someone's like, hey, I want the price. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man. I'm more than happy to go through all that at this stage. I don't quite know enough about you to make sure that what we can actually help. So it's okay with you. I'll just ask you a few questions. And then from there, I'll happily go through all that. If they then keep going, I've seen actually people teach this as their own. I fucking made it up. I'm going to go there and say it. I don't see that very often, but I straight up made this up. Where it's like, I'll ask them like what they do for work. So it's like, hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm an architect. Hey, how much to design my house? And they go, well, how many bedrooms? It's like, I haven't got time for that, bro. I just need to know how much. Now, if they're a dickhead, they'll give you a random price. They'll go, it's 5,000. Go, oh, mate, perfect. Because I just bought this land, right? And I need like, I have like, you know, a 14,000 square foot house that I need, right? And it has to be able to support like an internal library that has 12,000 books, right? So $5,000. Fuck, the other guy's quoted me $500,000, you know? And then you're like, sometimes you need to understand more about your prospect to make sure that you can actually quote it effectively. So if it's okay, I'll just ask you a few more questions. And then from there, like I can go through it. And if they still ask you for the money, you give them the price and say, how do you want to proceed from here? And you aggressively objection handle. Okay, mate, it's 30 G's. What do you want to do from here? And just sit in it. Just enjoy it. Let it fucking fester.
Just
right?
practice. Yeah.
Or just objection handle aggressively. Right? That's how I do it anyway. That's how my mama taught me. Let the boy watch. Right? Yeah, sweet. That's how I do it. It works pretty well. It's like 1% of people are gonna push back on the first one. You know what I mean? It's very, very low. And it makes sense too, because like I don't know. Who the fuck am I supposed to know? Like I know your name. You know? Yeah, that does work. There's 1,000 ways to do it, but that works. What industry is Tony in? Oh, Tony's done a lot of industries. How can we be trained by you? Invested in 3.0. Well, I don't give a fuck, mate, because I left that business years ago. Good for you. I do this now. I do cheap and whenever I want. I don't need to make money from sales training because I sell for a living. Right? So if you want to join I have what is it, $200 a month, $100 a month, something like that. There's like the YouTube membership thing. It's like 100 and something videos and a weekly call. Right. Tony has sold fitness and now you're selling like e-com biz op shit or something. Right. A little bit.
Yeah.
Tony,
Airbnb.
you could sell anything. Doesn't matter. He's learned the skill. Should it be a different vibe than if a salesperson, if you're a founder? No, I'm just me regardless. Right. Sales is sales. Like I've been on sales calls with public companies. I dress like this. Right. Like professionalism comes through like how you act. Right. Obviously you want to dress like good and stuff like that, but you know, you want to present yourself well, but like, you know, you need to be yourself. I think that's really important. And obviously you have to heat check yourself every now and then. Like if you're going to go in and sell like, you know, like a church into something, you probably want to like, you know, probably like wear a collared shirt, you know, maybe tone it down a little bit. You know, but like, you know, so you got to read the room a little bit, but I think if you're yourself, it's way easier because if you're like trying to be somebody else on a call, you have to think a lot and then things don't come naturally. And then that just creates issues and chaos and stuff like that. Cool. All right. People ask for such specific training on these things. Can you do a training on like, no, I can't. Can you show me a pitch on how to sell like 3PL warehouse B2B? Guys, sales is sales, guys. Who cares? You sell people. It's pretty much the same thing. Alrighty. Last question, query duffel point, then I'm going to bounce out. No? If you guys want to join my YouTube membership, give me some money. I think it's like from $50 to $200 a month. It's in my YouTube. You just go there. I think we have like 5 coaching sessions a week now. I don't even pay the coaches. They'll probably just try and sell you one-on-one.
I bought one.
Buyer beware. So I get free coaches. Let's pitch them. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want. They're good coaches though. There's like one every day. There's Josh, Lauren. I think Jack's coming on now. Yashish. Me.
Bob's got a question here for you that I'm dying to hear too.
What is
You
it?
mentioned earlier about setting up the marketing and funnel so that all reps can succeed, not just killers. Can you elaborate?
Most people suck at sales. So if you only have a system that works for killers, your business will fail.
Yeah.
So like if your business only works with killers, your offer either sucks or your marketing sucks. It's probably the offer. Good offers are easy to sell. Like, so if an offer is really hard to sell, it's just like, it's just hard to sell. There's no point of difference, right? You know what I mean? Special about it. It's difficult. You get commoditized quickly. So like there has to be something different in the offer or the marketing, because like you just have to have like, you know, you want to lead route aggressively to better people. Like there's no equity and diversity in sales, right? In the same way there's no equity and diversity in a professional sports team. Like imagine if they said like the NBA has to be fucking 40% white dudes. I wouldn't watch it. Right? Like this be terrible. You know what I mean? So like in the same way we're a sales team, like I don't care who you are. If you're the best, you should get all the calls. You know what I mean? And so like, but there should be a mechanism for people to like every team, like if you have a Steph Curry, enjoy the Steph Curry time. Right? So make sure he gets his 30 shots a game so he can give you his 30 points, but you then need to sub in dudes every now and then. You know what I mean? And so you've got to have mechanisms for them to be able to create opportunity that allows them to stay on the team. Like imagine if the fucking 12th dude on the bench was forced to start, he'd get kicked off the team. You know? So they put him in when Steph Curry's tired. And he just doesn't fuck up. That's his role. He's a professional, not fucker-upper. Right? Like a backup quarterback. Just don't lose. Right? Don't throw any picks and you'll be fine, champ. You'll have an 18-year career, make a ton of money, and never get hit. You know? So you just have to have that stuff in place. That's why you can only having one marketing channel is crazy. Stephen Curry's here. At least someone called Stephen Curry. You know, so
we got one marketing channel.
Yeah, you need more than that. You need to have phone numbers, you need to have email, you need to have book a call, like just create points in your marketing to where like when people fall off, you have a bucket for them. That's how you have a good ROAS, and that's how you give people opportunity to be able to like get after it, figure it out with volume and not just have to deal with inbound book calls, because like it's just a really difficult way of doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
All righty. All right, team. I gotta bounce.
Thank you very much.
Peace be with you.
See you.
Bye, YouTube.